What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Brandon Clark business video. In this one, I am going to be breaking down a tier list of all of the things that are keeping you broke, all of the things that are holding you back from making a ton of money. All right. Now, I personally made my money from fitness coaching. I've built a 7-figure fitness coaching business at 24 years old, and I have personally come into contact with every single one of the things that I am going to be speaking about in this video. All right. So I'm going to be ranking things from S to E. The things that are S tier are the things that are really going to hold you back, the things that are really going to be keeping you broke. And the things that are E tier are, kind of overrated in terms of how big of an impact they actually have on how much money you are making. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get this started by first off bringing up burnout. All right. Burnout. What is it? People will work so hard that they can't work anymore. They feel like it is completely impossible. And this is honestly an excuse that a lot of entrepreneurs have when they talk about why they gave up on a specific business, why they gave up on their goals. This is my opinion. I don't think that burnout exists. I think that you can work incredibly hard. I think the amount that I work every single day would make the average person think that they were burnt out. But you just have to progressively overload how much you are working. You have to progressively work harder. You have to progressively be more on top of things and doing what you actually need to be done, which is why I am going to go ahead and put the burnout inside of the E category. Like, I genuinely think that burnout is not something that is keeping most people broke. I think that most people don't work hard enough. I think that most people don't do the work that actually needs to be done, the work that is actually going to move the needle in the business, which is why I'm going to put burnout in the E tier. All right, next, let's get into smoking weed. All right, I used to smoke quite a bit of weed back in high school and in the early days with college. It was something that I stopped doing because I felt like it demotivated me. It made me feel like I was enjoying my life so much. But then whenever I would get sober, whenever I would come back to reality, I would realize that I was in the exact same position. If not, I was in a worse position. I had wasted all of this time, on this high, doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, wasting my time. I'm less focused, which is why I am going to go ahead and throw weed into the B tier. I think that for a lot of young men, smoking weed and the consumption of the herb can leave a lot of men feeling depressed and lonely and anxious. And at the same time, they think that they need it. They feel reliant on it when in reality, it's something that's tying them down. It's something that is destroying their ability to work hard. It is something that is destroying their willpower. If you want to make a lot of money, you are going to have to do a lot of things that you don't want to do. Smoking weed and getting high is all about doing everything that you want to do. It's about giving in to all of your desires. It will make procrastination so much worse. It will honestly not improve your sleep. Although a lot of people think that it improves their sleep, it actually makes it worse. It gives you less rest. Overall, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the B tier. All right. Now we've got a couple of ones that relate to lust inside of this grouping here. So we'll go ahead and go with this one first of all right? And this photo is going to represent having a girlfriend, all right? Is having a girlfriend keeping you broke? The answer is yes. It very well could be keeping you broke. Depending on who this woman is, depending on who you have decided to let be your girlfriend, this could be something that is dramatically holding you back. I run into entrepreneurs all the time. I run into fitness coaches who are held back because of their girlfriend or because of the woman that they have chosen to be their wife. Guys, the biggest decision you will ever make in your life is who you decide to spend it with. They can either have a massive positive impact on your life, or they can hold you back from so much. I am going to go ahead and throw having a girlfriend into the A tier. And guys, when it comes to making money, you really have to learn to not care about what people think of you, because you're going to be going through so much trial and error. You're going to be spending so much time trying to figure out what works. When you own a business, you have to pour your soul into it. And if the woman that you choose is not going to be supportive of that, if she is not going to encourage you to continue working hard, if she's going to be constantly nagging you saying, oh babe, why do you work so much? Why do you put so much effort into the business? Why don't you spend more time with me? You are going to make so much less money. So put very careful thought into who you end up spending your life with. All right? The next one we're going to talk about, mental masturbation. All right? What is mental masturbation? Well, it is the process of getting dopamine in the brain by telling people your goals, your plans, and how you want to change, but never actually doing anything about it. We all know the people that do this. And if you're watching this video, you might be the person that does this. Are you the type of person that watches videos like this all fucking day and then doesn't take the information and go and apply it? To go actually build the business, to go actually do the thing, to go actually do the work. So many people are stuck in their own minds, jerking off to the idea that they have of finally eventually putting in the work and making all the money once the time is right, once all of the pieces fall into place. This is garbage, guys. Do not mentally masturbate. You should have a 1 to 3 think to do ratio. Every single time you spend 1 minute thinking about something, you should spend 3 minutes doing it. You need to practice action in congruence to the thoughts that are flowing through your head. All right, this one is huge. I am actually going to throw this in the S tier. I'm going to throw this in the S tier. I think this really, really holds up a lot of people. Please do not get stuck in the self-help, plan everything out, wait until it's perfect to execute situation. I want you guys to shoot and then aim. That is how it should operate. Always focus on doing first. All right? The next one here is going to be video games. A lot of people are not going to like me for this one. I think young men in today's society are obsessed with playing video games. I think it's brutal. I think it's absolutely brutal, and I think that it impairs young men's ability to work hard. I think that it allows them to procrastinate. It allows them to live as a character that is not themselves. It makes them take their lives less seriously because they're wrapped up in this world of imagination, playing some other character. And instead of leveling up their own character in real life, they're playing as somebody else constantly. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the A tier as well. I genuinely think this is incredibly detrimental. I mean, the amount of young men, just perfectly capable young men with perfectly capable bodies, 2 hands, 2 feet, a brain, that are just sitting in their parents' basement, rotting away. It's ridiculous. I genuinely have a massive beef to pick with video games, and I myself used to play them. I know just how quickly they become a source of dopamine that you go to when you're trying to avoid doing the things that actually need to be done. All right? Next one, where you are located. All right? I pulled up a picture of Miami here because a lot of people tend to think that you need to move to Miami in order to be successful. They think, oh, your location is everything. And a lot of people think that surrounding yourself with a bunch of other really, really rich people is going to motivate you to work harder. I personally do not buy this. I still live in my hometown. I grew up in Bozeman, Montana, in the middle of nowhere, all right? I genuinely don't think that this is nearly as big of a role, plays as big of a role in keeping you broke as most people say it does. I think that you can grow up in a small town and still have massive dreams, still cultivate those dreams, still have massive goals. I really think that this one is not a big deal. I don't think your location really matters all of that much. I think your external environment and who you surround yourself with plays a very big role, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But your location and being around a bunch of other rich people, I'm not around any rich people, and I'm making 6 figures per month. I really don't think that this is a good one. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the D tier. I kind of have a problem with this one. I hate it when people say, yo, you have to get out of your hometown. It's no, just surround yourself with better people in your hometown. You shouldn't need to be surrounded by tons of other wealthy people in order to want to make money and continue to grow your business and work hard. That's just ridiculous. All right? Next one that we are going to be talking about is going to be finding mentorship. All right? So I put the logo for Empire Blueprint up here. Empire Blueprint is a company that I built with another extremely successful fitness coach in the space. And together we created a blueprint that walks fitness coaches through exactly what we did in order to scale our fitness coaching businesses to where they are now. When it comes to content, when it comes to the sales side of things, the productization, the marketing, all of that type of stuff, we put together a program to help make fitness coaches as successful as possible. All right, so this is a mentorship program. It is where you get to work one-on-one with me and my partner, and we give you input on how to scale your business. I think that mentorship is highly underrated. All right? I think that not seeking out mentorship is one of the biggest things that keeps people broke. When you are climbing the ladder, it is so helpful to be able to look a little bit further up the ladder or find somebody that is further up the ladder and get them to tell you what the next step is, to get them to tell you what you are doing wrong, what you need to focus on, and how you need to go about building your business and continuing to scale and make more money. Guys, finding mentorship is super, super important. I am constantly trying to become a better version of myself. And entrepreneurship and making more money is all about continuing to develop more skills. It's all about continuing to sharpen your skills. It is all about learning to be a better salesman, learning to be a better marketer, learning to work harder, learning to get better at your job. If you are not progressing, you are not going to be increasing your earning potential. You need to become the person that is worthy of making a lot more money. And for this reason, I am going to throw not pursuing any sort of mentorship into the B tier, all right? I think that a lot more people need to be seeking out other people that have done what they want to do and asking them for advice, getting those people to pour into their lives, all right? So I really, really think that mentorship is extremely important. Next thing I'm going to talk about is this photo right here, which is having a good friend group, all right? Or having a bad friend group, I guess, in this case. Having a bad friend group is going to hold you back in life so much. It is going to keep you from making so much money. You don't need to completely get rid of your friends that like to have a good time. I'm not saying that you should just cut them completely out of your life. But if you are getting FOMO, the fear of missing out, and you are constantly wanting to go out and do things with this friend group, you need to understand that about yourself. You are going to start using them to avoid doing what you know needs to be done. And when you have a friend group that is constantly drinking, they're smoking weed, they're going out to parties, hanging out at clubs, it is just not good for you at all. But I'm also a really big fan of having an internal locus of control. And what that means is you have the power as an individual to create that environment. Like I said, when it came to living in a city, you create the environment that you want to be in. It doesn't necessarily matter what city you are in. Change around who you are spending time with. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and throw this one in the C category. I think a lot of people, quite a few people, have friend groups that are holding them back from making a lot of money because they just don't want to miss out on the things that that friend group is doing. And a lot of the things that that friend group is doing is not based around improving themselves, around making more money, around building better skills and becoming a better version of themselves. All right. Next one that we've got here is going to be choosing a bad business partner. Holy smokes, guys. This is a big one. Choosing to work with somebody that does not have your best intentions in mind. You can see the guy here. He's got a sword hidden behind his back, a knife, and he's probably going to stab this guy in the back. Who you work with will have a massive impact on how much money you make. A massive impact. You need to choose partners based off of their quality, based off of their values, based off of their morals, based off of their work ethic. There are so many people that are out there to use other people and to get a quick buck. And they will stab you in the back the first chance that they get. I am going to go ahead and put this one in the S tier, lads. This one is just incredibly, incredibly important. Choose your business partners wisely. I have talked to so many people, heard so many nightmare business partner stories of them picking somebody who they did not vet thoroughly, picking somebody who had different morals, different values than them. It can destroy your reputation. It can destroy your entire life and make you a lot less money. The next one here is just going to be drinking. All right, guys? I think that drinking is substantially more harmful than smoking weed when it comes to how much money you are making. Going out regularly and getting trashed, not only does it have a massive impact, on your cognitive abilities that night, but it affects you through the next day, through the next 2 days. You continue to get terrible sleep, You continue to hang out with the friends that are not going anywhere in life, which is why I'm going to put drinking all the way up in the S tier. I think it's higher. I think it's worse. It's worse than smoking. It's worse than smoking. Absolutely garbage. If you are a young man and you are trying to make a lot of money, do not drink. That is going to hold you back so much. I see a lot of these guys that like to move to bigger cities as soon as they start making a little bit of money. They think that they're hot shit. And then they just get wrapped up in the party scene. They just get wrapped up in it. And then they don't spend any time working. And then they stop making money. Their business stops growing. All right? Next one is going to be goal setting. All right? How many people are held back and kept broke because they're not setting good goals? I think that this is a really, really important aspect of continuing to make money. I see a lot of fitness coaches that will make $10,000 in a month and then just stop working. Like they hit that goal and they just stop working. As you get closer to the goals that you have set for yourself, you need to continue to set more goals so that when you get there, you don't lose momentum. Momentum and speed are some of the most important things when it comes to building a business and making a lot of money. You need to capitalize on it. And you need to keep setting up goals, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the B tier. I think a lot of people struggle with goal setting, and a lot of people really struggle with knowing where they should go next, which leads right back into mentorship. Like a lot of people don't search for mentorship, and they don't know what goals to shoot for next. They don't know how much money they can make in a certain space. They don't know what's possible. All right, so goal setting is incredibly important. We're going to go ahead and put that in the B tier. That holds a lot of people back. Next thing is, this is a big one, guys. Shiny object syndrome. Okay, and what happens with shiny object syndrome? What am I referring to with this? Well, as you can see, here's the progress time chart, all right? And what you see is a normal person who is sticking to one thing is making good, consistent progress because they're sticking to it. They're going to have some ups, they're going to have some downs, but they are trending in the right direction. This is what happens with people that have shiny object syndrome. They start making some progress on something, and then they encounter a little bit of resistance. Maybe they're not growing as fast as they want to be. Maybe they're not making as much money as they thought they would. Maybe the thing that they decided to take up is harder than they thought. Then they think, oh, here's a new idea. I'm not going to do fitness coaching anymore. I'm going to go try trading. So then they have to start all the way back at the bottom with trading, trying to build up a new skill, trying to focus on something different, not doing everything that they were doing before. Oh, look, a new idea. Now I'm into wholesaling real estate. Oh, now I have to start all over and I have to do something else. Oh, look, a new idea. And they literally just jump from different idea to different idea. Guys, I say all the time to my fitness coaches, I say, guys, if you don't see yourself doing this 5 to 10 years from now, you're not going to be successful with this because you are going to encounter some rough times. You are going to encounter a lot of hardship. And when that hardship hits, are you going to stay consistent or are you going to watch a YouTube video on how this trader 10x'd his money in 3 days? And then jump to that and say, oh yeah, the money is what I care about. I'm trying to get there as fast as possible. This guy had it super easy. I'm telling you right now, the grass is always fucking greener somewhere else. You don't see the other challenges that people are going through in other spaces until you get into it. You need to stick to your fucking lane. Please commit to doing something for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Do you know how long it takes to master something? You need to become a master. You need to become incredible at your skill, at building your thing. Commit to doing it for decades, and you will become successful. Trust me. Do not get distracted. I'm going to throw shiny object syndrome in the S tier, along with mental masturbation and picking dangerous business partners. It is that, oh man, it keeps so many people broke. So many people. They just think the grass is always greener. I picked the wrong route. I picked the wrong avenue. I picked the wrong business. Oh, I should have done this for work. I wish that I would have worked at this job. My friend landed this job in this industry and he's making all this money now. Stick to one thing, please. All right? Next thing we're going to talk about is mindset. All right? Having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. I am going to go ahead and throw this one in the A tier. I genuinely think that mindset is one of the most important and crucial aspects of making money and understanding what is truly possible. I'll give you guys a little bit of a backstory when it comes to my situation. I grew up in a poor family. Like, my dad is a pastor of a super small town, pastor of a church in a super small town in the middle of Bozeman, Montana. All right? I used to think that I would never, ever, ever be able to have a nice car. Like, I didn't hop on a plane until I was like 17 years old because tickets were way too expensive. If there's something, even if it's all the way across the United States, we're driving because a plane ticket is way too expensive. All right? We can't do this. We can't do that because we don't have the money to do it. That is the household that I grew up in. Now I have two of my dream cars. I have my dream truck and I have my dream muscle car. I had to completely reconstruct my mindset because I legitimately didn't understand that I could become a person that could make more money. I had no idea. If you asked me 5 years ago, I would have said no. That's just not for me. Like, I can't make that much money. I can't buy my dream car. I'll never be able to afford my dream car because I was born in a poor family. We don't get those kinds of things. If I was born into a rich family, I might be able to get them. But that life is not for me. I don't make money. I am going to have to go to a 9-to-5 job and work at a job that I hate for the rest of my life. Guys, this sounds funny maybe to some of you guys, but this was my exact mindset. And I had to work so hard to get out of it. I had to work so incredibly hard to show myself that I can become a man of abundance if I put my mind to it, if I develop my skills, if I do the work that actually needs to be done. All right? Next thing that we're going to be talking about is hookup culture. I have this picture of this guy, having a one-night stand. And what this ultimately relates back to is chasing women, chasing girls, chasing female attention. I'm going to put this one all the way up in the S tier. I think that so many men don't make as much money as they could or are staying broke because they are obsessed with women. Guys, focus on becoming a better man. Focus on becoming an awesome provider. Focus on becoming a man of principle, a man with a code, a man who is in constant submission to his God and to his Creator. And a woman will come to you. She will fall into your frame. Do not spend time chasing women, texting women 24/7. Men are addicted to it. It's a quick dopamine hit. They're like, oh yeah, let me just text her back. If I don't text her back quick, she might get angry. What's she going to say next? You're so invested in these conversations. You're so invested in these relationships. Most of them don't go anywhere. You're looking for casual sex. You're looking for casual hookup. It's going to do nothing for you. And the more that you continue to give into it, oftentimes the more in bondage to it you become. Next thing that I am going to bring up is going to be porn addiction. And this is in the line with, the last one that I talked about. But I think a ton of men are held back because of their addiction to porn. They don't want amazing things for their life because they have access to every single one of like the hottest women in the world naked on their phone. Imagine your drive without that, and then imagine your drive while you are consuming that. There is a massive discrepancy. A lot of people don't think that this is an issue. I think that's ridiculous. I think that it kills your drive not only to make money, but to also pursue a good woman. And I also think that it kills your drive to just work hard in general and to go do the hard things that need to be done. I feel like I've said that like 50 times in this video, but it's still super applicable. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this one in the B tier because I really think that this one holds people back. But the time constraint of watching porn is, I mean, at least for most people, it's definitely not as time consuming as going out and trying to sleep with a whole bunch of different women and constantly maintaining those relationships. That's just the truth of the matter. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. If you are a fitness coach and you are looking for mentorship, if you are a fitness coach and you are looking to scale your business, to monetize your passion, and to ultimately be able to provide, to be a man of abundance, using your passion, using skills that you build, then make sure to check out the pinned comment in the comment section down below, as well as the description, because there is a link to apply for Empire Blueprint where you can get my mentorship, and we can work together to help you scale your fitness coaching business, just like I am currently scaling my fitness coaching business and like I have done over the past 3 years. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.